guys, and welcome to another Gearheads Garage production. We are in the WJ. It is a pretty nasty morning out, but anyway, I don't know if I mentioned this story or not in another video. If not, then disregard this. But about a month ago, I want to say, through the amazing good old Book of Faces, I just so happened to cross paths with a guy that hell I haven't seen in years. And I went, to grade school with this old boy. And apparently he moved at the end of the year and completely lost contact with everybody or something along the lines of that. But he ended up private messaging me saying, "Hey, Will, do you remember me?" And it took me a minute to match the face with the name, but as soon as I did, jokingly, I said, "Oh, you lucky devil, where the heck you been hiding at, boy?" So, we've been really hitting it off again, catching up. And he had a Subaru, and that was having some issues, and so I diagnosed the problem for him and all. And it was his mechanic ability is very basic. Anything kind of like what we do, like on the channel with like engines and stuff like that, it kind of scares him a little bit because he doesn't know a whole lot of that stuff. But it was pretty much a cylinder head gasket that had gone bad on his vehicle, which, if you know the Subarus, I think it's the early to mid 2000s Foresters, they have, I think it's what, the 2.5 or 2.8, someone will tell me down in the comments, the Boxer engine. One of the head gaskets had shit the bed on them. So he, with the help of me, I guess I just a little bit might have convinced him to buy an XJ. So which the XJ that he bought, I mean, it's a nice one. It's a really nice one on the outside, but on the inside, especially in the engine bay and stuff, I mean, it runs great, it drives great, but everything else just about is a basket case. I mean, there's accessory wiring, and there's wiring that does not need to be there, and wiring that obviously does not belong in there because it's too freaking small. I mean, it's a mess, and there's a lot of stuff. It's little stuff, but it's a lot of little stuff that needs to be fixed on it. So in this upload, we go to the 109 upull junkyard, and we pull a fair amount of parts for it, and we get to working on that. I didn't film much of us working on it because it got so late, so dark out. But after that, we go on a tractor hunt, the last tractor hunt of the season. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we are at the 109 upull, and Buddy and his new XJ, and got my bag out of the WJ. Oh, I know. I'm already filling this backpack on me. So we're out here at the upull. He wants to replace a few things that the previous owner did on his. So he's got a whole entire shopping list. Heck, we just about ought to have brought in the shopping rod out here and just filled that puppy up, eh? But
there's not a damn.
Here's what we're looking at. Well, you've got some of the. He's looking for the parking light and the turn signal bezels, not the bezels, the marker lights. And I don't know if there's very much we're gonna get off that one. Plus, and again, that one over there, I think has got a few things, so we might walk over there.
On the Cherokee is running 87 to 96.
So we was able to pull off more on this than I thought. We got both of these. We're not sure about them. If we find another set that doesn't have condensation behind the lens, if we find another one like that, then we might leave one or two. Got one of these. This one I think is cracked, but we'll see what else we can find. We found some engine parts, some interior parts, but not too bad of a pick on this one. There is a fully uncracked full grill in there that I am debating picking, but I'm not sure. I don't need it, but it's just it's so nice. I mean, it's 30 years old, but it doesn't have any cracks or anything in it. It's, you know, it's not like most ones you find. But we're off to the next one. We might come back to this one, but it just depends. So it's been an hour or so, and I haven't filmed in a hot minute, but our cart has slowly accumulated parts. We ran into a old service truck up yonder, and we got some switches out of it and whatever. But we found this really nice wood grain dash that he thinks he's wanting to put in it, and then a few other things up underneath that. But I wanted to turn the attention to some mud flaps that I didn't even know came on these Jeeps, and I'm fighting myself to not pull them because I don't need them, but you just don't ever see them. So, and this nice wood grain interior bezel, that actually came out of an XJ Country Edition, which is the level up from the Sport. But this thing is, the front end on this thing is rather wrecked. But I think we're going to go up to the first one that we did. We ran into a red one, and what was the color of the other one? I think it was brown Cherokee. But the first one that I filmed, thinking about going up there and robbing the airbox off of it. But, well, heck, this is a Country Edition. How about that? It's probably why it's like it has in mud guards. But this one's got a pretty sweet aftermarket stereo in it, but I'm not going to take it because I'm not familiar with the Pile brand. It sounds like it may be a pile of something else. If it looks stupid and questionable, but it works, is it really stupid? I mean, I dig it. And on another episode of If It Looks Stupid but It Works But It Ain't Stupid, what is this? I mean, I get jerry-rigging, but this is jerry-rigging on a whole nother level. But hey, like I say, if it works, it's not stupid, is it? Alright, so guys, we are back in the WJ. I didn't exactly think I filmed very much, just because we were back and forth from Jeep to Jeep to Jeep to Jeep. just, you know, getting whatever parts we could get off of his Jeep. But that's a tongue twister. We are actually back at the house now. I'm getting the trailer loaded and everything because we're going on a tractor hunt. There is a mower that I'm fixing to get that's in Lexington. But I'll run over the details when we get there or when we get back to the house. So let's get to it. So here we are with it back at the house, and just a quick glance over. It is the Weed Eater version of the Craftsman LT1000. I just call that because it's the same body, it's the same chassis and everything. Weed Eater is an off-brand. Husqvarna made them. A whole bunch of brands made them with these chassis, very similar. But first thing I'm going to do is put air in that back tire so it's easier to move around. But the owner said that it hadn't been sitting for about a month or two. He said, I just don't have time to work on it, that it needs some carburetor work. It won't stay running. So I guess the second thing I'll do is when I get it back into the shop here, I'm going to do something about this hood, but that's later on. But I'm going to rip that carburetor off and see what kind of gremlins we can find inside of it. So I've got it pulled in here, and I tightened up the dash. The screws were a hair bit loose. I tightened them up, and I tried to tighten the bolts that connect the plastic piece to the hood here. And well, I noticed that the plastic tabs do not even exist, which is why it is like it is. And then I got to thinking, well shoot, that's typically what happens because the plastic gets too close to this muffler, and when it gets hot it just melts them right up. So that's great. But it didn't take me a minute. I yanked the carburetor off of this, and well, it's in the shop here. And boy, that looks tasty, don't it? Now, really, that looks pretty freaking nasty. But we're going to give it a bath and carburetor cleaner and see if we can't bring this bad boy back to life. Alright, so minus being sprayed in the face with carburetor cleaner a couple times, which, by the way, does not feel good at all. It actually really hurts, really stings. But any rate, got all the gunk cleaned off. The bowl actually turned out really well. The needle in the seat actually didn't look bad at all. And I took, obviously everything off, and I took out one of the jets and stuff. And I'm going to clean up that float bowl gasket and reuse it because it's not in terrible condition. So I guess next time that we see it, it'll be back on the mower. Alright guys, so I put the carburetor on, I hooked all the linkages up and put the crankcase breather hose back on it, and well, it runs like a champ. It's a little bit dark out, but I don't care. Let's go for a ride. Well, the test drive went great. Everything works as it should. The clutch mechanism is a little bit noisy, so I'm going to try to quieten that down with some WD-40, but that'll be off camera. I also did adjust the steering wheel off camera, which basically that's just like a 13 millimeter bolt that goes through the steering shaft that you have to take this cover off right here. And that's how you adjust it on these knockoff Craftsmans. But yeah, I've got the battery hooked up to the trickle charger because these past few mornings have been rather cold. And the battery did not like it, so it has gotten rather weak. But yeah, Alright, so guys, this is about going to be it for this video. Got this done to put up for sale. Buddy and his XJ, it's still got a good amount of work to be done to it, but we're slowly but surely working on it, and I'll keep you guys posted on that project. But yeah, till next time, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you're stopping there for the first time, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.